Hello and welcome to another episode of Southern Football Class. I'm your host, Justin Johnson. All right, I'm going to talk about a couple things today. Today, I'm going to be giving my top 5 SEC receivers going into the 2026 season for the SEC. And we're going to be talking a little bit about Lane Kiffin and the whole thing going on with that in LSU. First, let's go into these receivers. And number 5, I got Ryan Coleman Williams. Yes, from Alabama. Yes, I know what you're going to say, Justin. He was awful last year. What are you talking about? Well, hey, if you can say Arch Manning, for 2025 season was number 1, and a lot of you are saying that he's going to be the top one for the 2026 season, I can say Ryan Williams. Okay, look, I think this guy's going to be a lot better. He beefed up. I think he's going to, I think he's being a big leader in the locker room. I think he's just going to go absolutely crazy this year. I think he's going to bounce back. He had 49 receptions last year, 689 yards, and 4 touchdowns. I think that's going to greatly improve. And that's not really bad numbers, but, when this guy gets the ball and when he has the ball, he is electric with it. All right, number 4, I got Keyshawn Singleton for Auburn. Yes, coming from USF. He had 50 receptions, 877 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Now, I know what you're saying. Now, Justin, that is not in the SEC. Well, I think he's going to bring that to the SEC. That whole offense is nothing but new transfers anyway from USF, completing the quarterback, got a new coach, Alex Golish. I think this guy is going to be one of the top receivers in the SEC, and I think he's going to help Auburn get there and greatly improve. Number 3, got Mario Craver for Texas A&M. Yes, 59 receptions, 917 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Now that Kevin Concepcion is gone, I think this guy is going to be the leading receiver for this team, and I think he's just going to explode. Look, you got your quarterback coming back, Marcel Reed, great guy. Mike Elko seems to really know what he's doing. This Texas A&M team, I think they're going to be electric. I think they're going to be great again. They were great last year. I think they actually should have went farther than that they did. But, but for number 3, I got Mario Craver. Number 2, I got Ryan Wingo for Texas. Yes, sir, he's coming back. And he got 54 receptions last year for 834 yards and 7 touchdowns. Look, Texas, they didn't look so great during the beginning of the, last season, but the end, they looked a lot better. So I think his numbers will go up. Arch Manning looked like he's getting a little more comfortable, and I think that's going to really help them there get to where they need to be. I think it's going to be awesome for them. I think Texas is going to be, a lot of people said they should have been into the playoffs last year, and I will make that argument. These guys are really good. I think they're going to be even better next year. I think Sarkisian really knows what he's doing here. So, and number 1, this guy right here was a threat for my team. I'm big, for you Alabama fans out there, we've seen this guy, and that's Isaiah Santana. Yes, for Oklahoma, he had 67 receptions last year for 965 yards and 8 touchdowns. This guy was electric, and I think he's going to be another top receiver. Hey, look, Oklahoma last year, the offense wasn't what it was at the beginning of the season. I think that's because, quarterback got his thumb hurt. And I think it was just, back and forth. But they did make it to the playoffs, and this guy really helped them get it there. And I think, a lot of people are saying that this Oklahoma team is going to be another electric team this year. That defense was absolutely crazy. If that offense can get back to what it was at the beginning of the 2025 season, it is going to be crazy, guys. I'm just telling you. So, yeah, number 1, I got Isaiah Santana. Yes. That is my top 5 receivers going into the 2026 season for the SEC. All right, talk a little bit about Lane Kiffin. Lord have mercy, Lane Kiffin has been stirring the pot for Ole Miss. I'm telling you, first he leaves them, and then all the things he says about Ole Miss and segregation and all this other stuff, oh my goodness gracious. It has hit the fan, and it has caused for this game that's going to be on September the 19th is going to be a barn burner. This guy is not going to be welcome back. I have a nice welcoming when he goes into this. Have a nice welcoming. It's going to be absolutely crazy. It's going to be, it's going to be electric. I'm going to tell you that this guy does nothing but stir the pot. But there's a bunch of people telling me there's no way he does not get into the playoffs. And I'm here to tell you guys right now, does anybody not realize that this guy hasn't coached as a head coach in the playoffs yet. He hasn't done that yet. Do you think he could do it? Yeah, not his first year. But I'm telling you, if he don't do it his first year, he's a bust. All the money that they spend on this guy, all the money they give him for the NIL, if you don't do something, and he's going around and say, well, it might not be second or third year. It might not. No, you got to do it. It might be second or third year. No, you need to do it this year. As much as people have put into you, you've got to do it this year. That is what you've got to do, Lane Kiffin. I'm going to tell you that right now. And for the people that are going, yeah, if people telling you that he's not going to make it to the playoffs, they're just wrong. They don't know what they're talking about. Really? Really? First year as a coach at LSU. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and let's look at their schedule. What we got here? Okay. Let's go ahead. First, you got Clemson. Oh, that's a pushover. Not really. Dabo Swinney has been doing it for years. You know, the guy's a good coach. Do we not remember the years he went back to back to back to back to the national championship with Alabama and won 2 out of those? Or do we not remember that? Okay, so I'm not giving you a freebie on that one at all. Louisiana Tech, I give you that one. Okay, then next you got Ole Miss. There you go, right there. And I think Ole Miss is going to whoop your butt, and I hope they whoop your butt for all the crap you've been saying. I hope they really do. You're playing one of the best, quarterbacks. You're playing Trinidad Chambliss. The guy's electric. I mean, you're playing one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC, maybe in the nation. So that's going to be a tough one for you. I don't think you're just going to scoot on by that one. They're going to be ready for you. And then next thing you know, you got to turn around and play Texas A&M, another electric team with a top quarterback, Marcel Reed, last year. One of the top quarterbacks in the SEC. And I just mentioned one of the top receivers, Mario Craver, for Texas A&M. This team is going to be electric again. You think you're going to get out of that unscathed? Well, we'll see. I'm going to tell you what, if you get past those 2 teams, and you make it out of all 4 of those games, yeah, I give you a good chance, but I don't think you are. Okay, next you got McNeese State. That's bullcrap. You'll beat them. Kentucky, I don't think they're going to be anything. Mississippi State, I don't think there's going to be much for them. I think you'll beat them probably. And then you got Auburn. I think Auburn's going to be a step up. I think Auburn's going to be another tough one you're going to run into. I mean, bringing that, they have that new quarterback, and got a whole new front. Whole new offense, defense. It is all new players, new coach. You think you're going to get out of that unscathed? We'll see. And then you got Texas. You think come on. You got Texas here. That's going to be another top team next year. Tennessee. Don't sleep on Tennessee now. Josh Heupel knows what he's doing down there. And then you got Arkansas. Okay. But out of those, right there, y'all think he's really going to make it to the playoffs this year? No, and I'm not saying he can't do it. I'm not saying you can't beat those teams. What I'm saying is his first year, and y'all are putting way too much into this guy on his first year. I'm going to tell you LSU fans something. You're going to be severely hurt if this guy doesn't make it. You need to lower your expectations. Maybe the second or third year. The man's telling you that. And Lane Kiffin, for what the things you have done and said, I wasn't too upset with you when you left Ole Miss the way that you did it. Because if players can do it, why can't coaches? Players are jumping left and right, going to different schools and getting paid more money and all this. Okay, that's fine. We're not mad at players for doing that, but we're mad at coaches for doing that. I give you a pass on that. But all this stuff you're talking about, Ole Miss, I mean, come on, man. I hope they beat the brakes off of you. I hope Ole Miss puts a whooping on you. Hey, look, it's going to be a wild game. It's going to be wild. Y'all think trash throwing on the field is going to be bad? Hey, this team is going to be fired up. You might see a couple of fights on the field. You might see it. You might do it. But this is just crazy. Lane Kiffin, man, he loves to stir it. He just stirs that old pot. And I think that's what he does best. And he's done it everywhere. And not saying he's not a good coach, folks. He's a good coach. Really good coach. Got a great mind. But, hey, man, is he elite? Is he an elite coach? That's the question. You hired him. Yeah, I know. Everybody wanted this guy. But is he elite? Is he elite? People say, well, the only reason it took him so long to get him there for Ole Miss is because they don't have the resources that LSU do. They don't have the connections and all this stuff. And especially what he said about the people coming to Ole Miss, the reason people why reason why, grandparents and parents wouldn't let their kids go to Ole Miss. Man, this guy just dropped a bomb. But all right, that's what I got to say for today. That's my top 5 receivers going to the 2000 SEC receivers going into the 2026 season, and then that's a little bit on Lane Kiffin and some of my thoughts on there. Hey, appreciate you guys for tuning into another episode of Southern Football Class. Thank you for the likes, thank you for the comments, thank you for the views, thank you for everything that you guys do. If you dislike, you like something, you don't like it, just put it in the comments. If you do like it, please give it a like. Appreciate you guys so much, and I hope to see you guys on the next one.